Operation Attleboro was a major U.S. Army search and destroy campaign carried out between September and November 1966 in Tay Ninh Province, northwest of Saigon, during the Vietnam War. It began as a limited logistical operation by the 196th Light Infantry Brigade, commanded by Colonel Edward de Saussure, whose initial objective was to conduct resupply and security sweeps around its base at Dau Tieng. However, the operation rapidly expanded after American patrols encountered unexpectedly strong enemy resistance from the 9th People's Army of Vietnam, PAVN, Division and Main Force Viet Cong regiments, which were establishing an extensive network of supply caches and base areas near the Cambodian border. Early contacts revealed that the Communist forces had moved large quantities of supplies, an estimated 3,000 tons of rice, weapons, ammunition, and medical equipment, into the area in preparation for major operations against South Vietnamese and American positions. Recognizing the scale of the enemy buildup, General William Westmoreland, the commander of U.S. Military Assistance Command, Vietnam, MACV, ordered reinforcements including the 1st Infantry Division under Major General William DePuy, the 25th Infantry Division, and elements of the 173rd Airborne Brigade, transforming the mission into one of the largest U.S. ground operations up to that point. As the operation unfolded, American forces conducted extensive helicopter assaults into suspected enemy areas, establishing landing zones such as LZ Blue and LZ X-Ray, which became scenes of fierce engagements. On multiple occasions, companies and battalions found themselves surrounded or heavily engaged by well-organized Viet Cong battalions supported by mortars and recoilless rifles. The fighting often took place in dense jungle terrain where visibility was poor and the enemy relied on camouflage, bunker complexes, and spider holes to ambush advancing American troops. To counter this, U.S. forces relied on massive artillery barrages and close air support missions from tactical aircraft and helicopter gunships. During the most intense phases in early November, battalions of the 1st Infantry Division made repeated assaults against fortified enemy positions, seizing large quantities of supplies and destroying enemy base areas. One of the most notable discoveries was a complex known as the Main Force War Zone C base area, which included extensive underground bunkers and command facilities. Operation Attleboro inflicted heavy losses on the PAVN and Viet Cong, with official U.S. estimates claiming over 1,000 enemy killed and many more wounded or captured. American forces also captured hundreds of tons of rice, thousands of rifles and machine guns, and vast stores of munitions and equipment, dealing a serious blow to the enemy's logistical capacity in the region. However, American casualties were substantial, with more than 150 killed and over 600 wounded during the fighting, reflecting both the intensity of the engagements and the challenges of fighting a determined enemy on terrain favorable to guerrilla tactics. The operation was significant in that it demonstrated the increasing reliance on airmobile tactics, using helicopters to quickly insert and resupply troops, and multi-division coordination to overwhelm enemy concentrations. After early difficulties in command and control, General DePuy took over tactical command, reorganized the effort, and applied more systematic planning to subsequent sweeps. Though Operation Attleboro succeeded in disrupting the Communist buildup and delaying planned offensives, it did not destroy the 9th PAVN Division outright. Many enemy units slipped across the Cambodian border, evading pursuit due to the political limitations on cross-border operations. Nonetheless, Attleboro represented a turning point in the American approach to large-scale search and destroy missions, setting the stage for even larger operations such as Operation Cedar Falls and Operation Junction City in 1967. It also highlighted the logistical complexity, tactical innovation, and human cost that would characterize much of the U.S. ground war in Vietnam.